Deirdre, I know, I mean, the Colonial Tavern and All for Love has been, I mean, you are really known for that, and it continues.
Well, we're very excited. This is, again, a marketing campaign that we ended up starting shortly after the shutdown for the pandemic. It's
a year ago.
It's so crazy. It seems surreal that here
Yes.
we are a year later, almost, heading toward our 17-year anniversary in business, which happens on St. Patrick's Day. So we are super excited about that. But All for Love, we had started it off doing a lot of things with Micah Ecumenical Ministries, assisting the churches with feeding some of the folks without homes in the area. We continue to do that some. Thankfully, the churches are in a better place to be able to help now. So that's a good sign, along with vaccines and everything else. So we've kind of shifted our campaign to work with different groups of individuals that might need meals. For example, this week we're working with Price Rich and Associates. They were involved with Frontliners Appreciation Group, as well as Richard Lennon, who's one of our amazing customers. So we kind of have customers that have donated money to the All for Love campaign, and then we have some organizations that we're working with. So this week we're very excited. We had done some stuff with first responders and frontliners. We are going to be feeding the cardiac progressive unit, the hard workers there at Mary Washington Hospital. So that's the next thing that we're doing. And we're trying to have folks identify individuals that they want to feed. Maybe it's the healthcare workers in your doctor's office, or the folks that gave your vaccines, or any of those things. So as always, our contact information is thecoltav4love@gmail.com. If you want to funnel funds to us, or if you want to identify a group that we might find, some groups that will be able to help us feed. We're doing some, it's a bit of a for-profit situation, but what we're also trying to do is give people a place, if they want to gather their office, gather their families, gather others, to come in a safe environment that maybe isn't your home. So we've been very lucky. We still have this amazing tent on our property the city allowed us to put here that we rent from Memorable Moments. They're off Lafayette Boulevard in Fredericksburg. They're amazing. So we've been allowing people to use the tent, which comfortably will hold up to 25 people, open air, still heated, as well as our patio. So we've been doing that, and we're going to continue to. We have a car drive-through schedule with Old Dominion Raceway, so they're going to bring some folks through. And then the Celebrate Virginia meals, that's an over 50 community, and they wanted to do something for St. Patrick's Day. So we have done a craft menu so that they can have some options to choose from. So if people hearing this are interested in meals, that's another option that we have. Of course, we have our curbside takeout, Colonial Tavern.fredtakeout.com, that thankfully people have been using a lot as well.
It's so interesting, Deirdre. A year ago, literally, we sat on a picnic table on the side here, and you talked about these kind of meals, and then that time it was for the churches, but of how it was all so new, and we're trying this. We don't know how it's going to work, and we think we can try this.
Over 2,100 meals we have been blessed enough to be able to send out to folks since this began. It's just, again, it's just so crazy. I mean, all the way from the folks that without homes, through Micah and first responders and police departments and sheriff's offices, and people have embraced this, and it has certainly allowed us to feel like we're giving back and help the community, but also helped us survive, because obviously we're still way down staff, way down customers. It's just been a crazy time, but we are hopeful. We are trying to get back to some semblance of normal with what we were able to do, which has still been difficult, but we're trying to bring back some of the recurring music that we had. We've been lucky enough now, the first weekend of the month, the monthly blues jam that Mark Lee hosts has returned. That's the first Saturday of every month from 2 to 4. And people, that like to jam can just show up with your instrument, and it's all acoustic style. All of our music is being done in a very COVID-friendly way, where people are, wearing masks, or they're having a spray for the microphones, or it's just all acoustic where people don't have to share. And then the second week of the month, we have the Celtic Session that's returned. That's actually going to be on the 13th, leading into St. Pat's Week for the month of March. And we're also super excited. We're starting a variety jam that is going to be hosted by the very talented Ken Meeks. That's going to start on the 21st of this month. For now, it's going to be in the tent. Of course, once the weather gets better, we can move back outside for everybody. But we hope that people will come out for that. All genres of music, musicians can come. Dragonfire is returning with their monthly Celtic event, which we typically do the last weekend of the month. Usually it was a Sunday. Sometimes now it has to be a Saturday, depending. But we're hopeful to be able to return a lot of those music things. Right now, when we are able to have music otherwise, it's usually either on a Friday night, Saturday, or Sunday afternoon. And on the Sundays, we try to coincide it with brunch, which we started back in the fall. That, thanks to all of you, has been incredibly successful. Our chefs are phenomenal with what they put out. The menu rotates every week. So much so that effective this week, we're going to start opening at 11 a.m. instead of 11:30 on Sundays. That will be a first for us in our almost 17-year history. So the brunch is amazing, and you can catch music on many of those weekends as well.
A lot of firsts. There have been a lot of firsts in this last year, Deirdre.
A whole lot of firsts in this last year. Then we have St. Patrick's Day coming up. And so we're going to do what we're calling the week of all things Irish. Because we would love to say, hey, we're going to have a normal blow the walls off the place, celebrate our anniversary, St. Pat's, but in reality, we're still not quite there in the ability to do that. So we're going to be exercising the use of the tent that we have, which again is open air but heated, and the socially distanced tables in our dining room. So we're going to actually open reservations this week by phone, 540-373-1313. We can't seat more than 6 folks at a table. It's going to be 2 hours for a seating at a table, and that'll be inside and in the tent. And then our patio, weather pending, we hope, will be on a first come, first served basis. And we are going to stay open until 10 o'clock with last call at 9:30. So we will, of course, have our Irish beers on tap, our Guinness, our Harp, our Spinnix that everybody loves. And we have our specialty drinks available. We've got our feisty leprechauns that folks seem to enjoy, the Orange Crush that started so everybody gets their vitamin C throughout the pandemic, and the ever popular, the name seems to keep changing, but we have the pandemic survival punches. And we will definitely have those, and those are all just $6. We partner with Breakthrough Beverage. We're going to offer shots of Tullamore Dew for $5, and of course many of our other drinks. And we have a yummy menu that we're going to be running. It's going to be all Irish, and we're going to have everything from shepherd's pie and corned beef and cabbage all the way to our corned beef stack and our homemade Guinness beef barbecue and some appetizers. We'll have our grill on that day, but we'll still have a lot of different things that people can choose from. And we're hopeful that people will come out and that it will be a lot of fun. We're going to do in the week of all things Irish to kind of spread it out so people have more days. I mentioned the Celtic Session on the 13th.
Yeah.
Then on the 14th, every Sunday night, we also have brought back our Sunday night trivia. So get your smart friends and come out. It's free to play. There are 4 different rounds. It runs 5 to 6:30. And on the 14th, for the week of all things Irish, there's going to be some Irish themed trivia in with that. Then we have St. Pat's on that Wednesday. And then we partner with the Ancient Order of Hibernians for a lot of stuff too. And we're going to do an Irish American History Day on the 20th in our tent. And they're bringing a genealogist. So if you're curious about how your name links to the Irish heritage, and it's Irish American History Month. So we also, on display now throughout the restaurant, have a ton of different information on that people can come check out as well.
I don't think people realize how tough this has been. A tough winter, especially when you've had to transition and try to do as much as you can outside.
It's been absolutely crazy. I mean, we've had 5 weeks where we've had the effect. And our staff, we all said to each other, we said, we'll never complain about carrying umbrellas when it's hot again, or the hot weather, after we've been moving the propane and moving the heaters. And we're grateful for the folks that have continued to come out and sit outside in the cold. I mean, thankfully our heaters have helped. Our tent has been great, but our curbside, and we will have this limited St. Pat's menu also available by curbside. And that can link through our website at irishbrigadetavern.com and also the online site, colonialtavern.fredtakeout.com.
Well, a year ago when we talked and we didn't know what the future held, it's great to have you be able to talk about the return of so many things.
It's again almost surreal to think about how long it's been. Our staff has just worked tirelessly. Our owners have been willing to give up so much to let us continue to try to make this work without our loyal customers and new customers that have, many of whom have come to us because of our outdoor dining. We're humbled. We have been nominated in 9 categories through Fredericksburg.com's annual best in the Berg, Best of the Berg contest. And one of those is for outdoor dining. And I think we brought a lot of people in that are new because of that. Many new families. I kind of feel like we've transitioned from a bar to a family restaurant. We need more high chairs, but we're grateful for the trust that people have placed in us and coming to check out our food. And we hope that it will continue. And we hope we can get more back to some semblance of normal. We're trying in baby steps as we can, of course, with bringing back some of our recurring music. And we're grateful for our musicians who many have come and played for tips and continue to, and that helps us a ton as well.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day to you. Thank you so much as always, Ted.